they cannot reach me from here. So I will be able to hopefully murder them without getting hit. Give me ankles. Give me ankles. I will attack your ankles. You really need to have, like, opposite force to really make that happen. There we go, like that, for example. 400 damage. Oh, yes. Hello, and welcome back to the Ronin. And in the previous episode, we became a vassal for the Tetsujin, and I am extremely pleased about this, because this means that it opens up so many more options for us going forward. It's going to enable us to raise our morale to extremely high levels, which is in turn going to allow us to level up our various other skills that we would want to, and it's also going to allow us to meld and forge a very strong army. Over time, of course, but still, it is going to happen eventually. At least I hope so. Anyway, we have a number of prisoners with us at the moment, just in case we come across that quest, and we're also going to wait here in the village for these deserters to arrive. These guys are, of course, going to be Tetsujin vagrants for the most part, but as you can quite clearly tell, they have pretty decent armor on. You can see that right here. Decent armor. They've got pretty decent stats too. Well, better than average stats, actually. And this is going to be not that difficult, because obviously the village itself is joining us and adding their combat strength to our own, but that doesn't mean that this is going to be a pushover, and it obviously doesn't mean that I'm going to survive. That's the main thing that I would like to do here. I'd like to try and level up my crossbow skill a little bit, because most of the enemy is probably not going to have shields. So generally, attempting to level up your crossbows in this situation would probably be advantageous. Let's see if I can maybe hit someone. Yeah, there we go. We actually hit someone. Can you believe it? I can't. Yeah, and then I miss. Yeah, that's what's going to happen now. I'm going to miss basically every other shot. Oh, there we go. He actually did hit something, but it was actually a shield. Thankfully, we did earn a little bit of experience points for that, so it's not that big a deal if we ended up missing. And as you can no doubt tell, I'm really not very good with the crossbow. I'm going to get much better as time goes on, bear that in mind. I am a little bit slow on the uptake sometimes, especially when learning a new thing. That generally tends to happen in all aspects of my life. I generally tend to be very slow at learning, well, basically anything. So, if you are like me and you're also slow at learning things, then you know the struggle. Yeah, you know, because generally, if you're a person that makes videos, or if you're a person that generally tends to do any kind of working environment where you consistently need to learn new things, or if you're studying, or whoever you may be and whatever you may end up doing, some of the time you're going to have to learn something new. And yeah, in my case, at least, I had to learn some new software a while ago, and I was thinking to myself, wow, how do I do this? And I had no idea. I had no idea whatsoever what to do, and I messed up pretty badly initially, but thankfully I've now learned quite a bit about the software, and now I'm pretty comfortable with it. Not too bad, but just saying, initially I'm gonna be terrible. Oh yes, I'm gonna be so terrible that it will probably shock you so bad. You already know. You already know. You already know how badly I can be, but anyway, there you go. Okay, so he's actually wanting to give us 1,300, but I'm actually going to say that I don't want his money at all, actually. And I'm just going to say, keep your coin, Headman. Your people's blessings are enough, because I would like to get a huge amount of charm skill. We gain 2 renown. Maybe we'll get some relation with him as well. Yeah, we gained a huge amount of relation right there. Look at that. We gained up to 14, which is really nice, because now we can recruit these guys. And I think we're probably going to be able to recruit these at 20. Yes, indeed, at 20. So that is really, really nice, because if we need troops in a pinch, we can basically just come around here, and then we can do that, because Kyoten actually has really... actually a wide abundance, shall I say, a large abundance of units available for us, and that's definitely something that we should also consider. If we ever need units, we should just come over here, because it's pretty separate from most enemy armies, I think, and enemy forces, because it's so far away from where the Aserai are currently. If we were up against the Khuzait, then I might think a little bit differently about it, but as you can see, they're now starting a vote about who should get Razich, because they've just taken it, actually, and I don't have enough influence either way to, well, make any bearing on this whatsoever. I actually wanted to just improve my relation with some of the vassals and maybe to gain a little bit of steward skill, because I think it's steward skill that you actually get by supporting people and stuff like that. Weirdly enough, not entirely sure why that is, but anyway, I'm gonna say, oh, I could actually say, hey, do you want to join me? That's actually kind of interesting. No, just demands who pay for your crimes, because I'd like to level up my forces rather than recruit new ones at the moment, even though we are getting to recruit a couple of new ones anyway. And we are going to get a couple of extra pieces of gear that I can sell. There was a tournament going on in Kyoto as well, by the way, but I noticed that Hanzo himself was still stationed there. And if you know anything about vassals from the Tetsujin right now, they're very, very good, especially the leader. The leader himself is probably the most powerful unit in the entire game right now. And you'll see what I mean about that in just a second, actually. Alright, so here he is. I had to open up the encyclopedia, obviously, and just look through a couple of things and just see what he's actually all about. And you can see here that his leadership is 300, which is insane. But what's even more insane, that he has 325 in two-handed weapons. So you can kind of imagine how much of a beast he would be in combat. And I really don't want to fight any of these guys, to be honest. I don't really want to fight any of these vassals whatsoever. I think they're going to be very, very strong. So that's something to bear in mind. Otherwise, we do have a herd quest here. I don't really want to do that, though. So I'm probably actually just going to move on. And we're just going to maybe buy a couple of step horses or something like that. I think that would probably be quite interesting for us, because I'm going to sell all of this. Yeah, I'm going to sell all of this. And then we're just going to buy 5 of these. I'm going to get 224, which is absolutely fine. I think I'm probably going to buy 1 step warhorse as well. And you can see we've increased our speed by a small margin. I mean, it's not really that big a deal, but it's going to do a little bit here and there, which I suppose is all right. And we've actually leveled up our scouting as well, and we have a number of other points that are being leveled up here as well. There's Aika, she's actually leveled up too, and we're probably going to be speccing her into something like... I'm actually not even entirely sure what to spec her in at this point. We maybe want to spec her into leadership, because eventually she's going to be leading an army. Well, not leading an army, but having a party at the very least. And that might make sense. Tactics might also make sense for her. Medicine is probably going to make sense as well. But she has some... Wow, look at that. She's got... What? She's got 8? She has 8 intelligence? That's kind of insane. Okay, I'm going to give her 1 point in medicine just to complement the intelligence level that she has. And then my attribute point. I have no idea where to spend that. We should probably spend that in something like endurance or something along those lines. Yes, probably endurance. There we go. All right. Yeah, so that's pretty good. There's 12 vagrants there, but I don't really want to go into a battle with those guys right now. I'd like to be able to level up our forces just that much quicker. So I think I will... I want to get into this hideout, you see. I want to try and get a hideout quest. I can train troops for this guy. Actually, I can't even do that right now. I can't even do that right now because he's going to give me 6 troops, and I don't have enough space in my army to be able to do that. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to do it, but I am looking for the Hideout Destruction quest. That's the main thing I'm looking for right now, and if I can't find it, then that's absolutely fine. I don't really have to... You know, I don't really have to do it. Kunosaki. Kunosaki is actually over there, so it might make sense for me to take the Deliver the Herd quest. So, we will do that. Some step horses, there we go. And we're just going to straight up do that, and that's it. And I don't think I really need to worry too much. But there are so many hideouts in this area that I'd love to be able to go in and actually fight some people, train troops. Needs help with Tetsujin. Okay, well, yeah, sure. Okay, fine. If you need help with Tetsujin vagrants, then that's pretty easy. Hunting down 4 of them is not too bad. And as you can see, there's a huge amount. Look at it. Look at these guys. There's a massive amount of them. So we're just going to do an auto-resolve. It's going to be super, super quick. Get some additional prisoners here. I have a pretty large capacity for them, and they're going to be able to give me some decent loot as well. And then we can hopefully... apparently these looters count for the quest. So I'm pretty happy with that, because I will be able to catch up with them very, very simply. There's 19 of them, which slows them down just enough so that I can catch up. Not going to take them as prisoners, of course, though, because that's just going to slow us down that much more, and we really don't want to be slow in this case. And now, yes, the final one. Easy. There we go. We did it. Literally under, I would say probably under a minute completion for that particular quest, which is really nice because we're going to gain 914 gold. We're going to get some additional relation with that guy, and it's on the way. You know what I mean? It's on the way. That's the kind of thing you always want to do. Any single time you see a task, is it on the way to your current objective? Yes? Well, maybe you should do it. You know, that's the kind of thing. Try to be efficient with your time when you're in the early stages of the game. I know that seems like a bit of a weird thing to say considering it's an open world sort of sandbox RPG kind of thing, but generally it's always a good idea to just think about where you're going and what you're going to be doing, because that all makes a difference in the end. Okay, so I'm actually going to be buying a bunch of horses to improve my speed even further. As you can see, it's actually at 6.2 right now. Maybe we should get even more. Should we get even more? Let's get a couple more. Let's go for another one. There we go. Alright, that seems pretty good to me because I have a current army capacity of 90 units, and I would like to be able to have them all on horses if at all possible. So generally having about, I think probably like, what, 40, 50 horses that they can ride is probably going to be the greatest thing that I can do. Should we get some more archers? Yeah, let's get some more archers. Why not? Sounds like a good plan to me. Trained footmen, spearmen, don't really know what to go for, to be honest. I think pretty much anything you can get is going to be good. So doesn't really matter either way, you know. If you want to go for you know, bowman or whatever, then it's going to improve your combat strength no matter what. Okay, so wait a minute. There's something here. Ah, yes. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of one of these Tetsugen peasants because they're currently causing me to have too many units, and I don't really want that, thank you very much, because that means that maybe a high-tier unit is going to get disbanded from our army, and that's not what we want. But otherwise, look at this. Look at what is going on here. We have a huge amount of vassals attacking the Aserai, and we even have... Oh, look at this. This is fantastic. I would love to be able to go into a battle against Unkid right now. This would be exceptional for our experience gain. It would be absolutely fantastic. So I'm hoping that we will be able to make it work. I'm going to just get rid of a couple of extra people because I, again, do not have enough capacity for the other ones that we are currently taking into our army. All right, so I'm actually going to do something here. I'm going to join the siege. Wait a minute, what do they actually have here? Okay, they have a siege tower and a battering ram. All right, I think that's good enough. So we're going to go in here and we're going to see what we can do. Obviously, I do have a crossbow, bear that in mind. In the past couple of series of Bannerlord that I've done, I haven't had the ability to use any kind of ranged weapon. So it has always limited my capability, or should we say my utility, in these kinds of situations. But now that I have a crossbow, that has all changed. It's been flipped on its head. And, well... hopefully we're going to be able to do some nice damage with it. That's all I can say. Okay, so let me see here. We've got to be a bit careful because do I have a shield? I don't think I have a shield. No, I don't have a shield. No, that's the thing. I don't have a shield. So that's a little bit worrying because obviously enemies are most likely going to be quite damaging. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this ladder up myself. Yeah, let's do it. Do I have to hold down F? No, I don't have to hold down F. Okay, I can just press F and then it automatically does it. That's nice. Okay, so let me actually just go up the ladder then. And we will see. Oh dear. I was hopeful that I'd actually be able to get there before the enemy noticed that this was actually happening. But now they're here, I am kind of worried. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe I can I can use this. Yes. Okay, come on now. Okay, they cannot reach me from here. They cannot reach me from here. So I will be able to hopefully murder them without getting hit. Give me your ankles. Give me your ankles. I will attack your ankles. And that is how you will die. Hopefully all of your names are Achilles. In which case, it should be very easy. If I just aim for the ankles. Alright. This is absolutely ridiculous. absolutely ridiculous that I thought of this. Yes. That is generally my my thing, you know. I think of the most ridiculous way to win, and then I do that. Yes, fantastic. Okay, there we go. Nice. Good amount of experience. It seems like maybe Bannerlord tweaks is giving me more experience for gaining killing blows with certain weapon types. Or any weapon type, shall we say. Get him. Get him. Yeah, there we go. That's what I like. Alright, so basically, I'm going to be a little bit of a sniper here. Ah, you got him. Yes. That's what you get. That is what you get, sir. Alright, sniper. Boom. Nice. Oh, we got a headshot, but he didn't die? Oh, now he's dead. I really need to get a better crossbow. Nice. Okay, that was another nice hit. Look at that. We're leveling up our crossbow skill like no one's business right now. Yeah, another 625. Oh, I got shot. Ow, that really hurt. Where did I get shot, by the way? Oh, that's gotta hurt. Both arms? Are you serious? There we go. Take him out. Another nice headshot. You see, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad when the enemy stands completely still and doesn't know I'm about to shoot at them. I think anyone could be pretty good then. Alright. Oh, nice. And we actually gained a level as a result of this as well. Very good. Let's get to the top here. Oh, he's... Oh, that's painful. You see that? That guy's been shot right in the face. Thankfully, that's not me. Thankfully, that's not me, but no doubt it's going to be me soon. I have a bad feeling about this. Alright, here we go. Ah, shot him in the shoulder. I was very much hoping I'd be able to hit him somewhere else. Oh, no, I actually got him in the shoulder again and took him down. Very nice. Yeah, there we go. And headshot. Ah, I was trying for the headshot, so I overestimated so dramatically right there. Oh well, never mind. I'm really liking the increased reload speed, by the way. I feel like the crossbow perks are making a huge difference to how effective crossbows can be. Because the last time I actually played with a crossbow-oriented character, most of the crossbow perks were not actually yet ready for use in that game version. So this is really, really cool to actually have those perks active. Is making so much difference to the viability of crossbows, because usually crossbows are so incredibly slow to reload. Now, that is not even an issue. It feels to me like the reload speed is very minuscule in comparison to how much damage you're able to do. And look at that. Look at how much charm skill we just gained. Look at that. Charm XP, 4,000. That's crazy. Alright, so I'm not going to be taking any prisoners here because they're just Azurai. I'm not going to be taking Azurai units in general. I don't think it's worth it. Personally, I quite like this sword. I think that this sword's quite nice. It seems to be working quite well for me so far, so I think I'm going to leave it the way it is. And we did loot it from some... Didn't we loot it from some Tetsugen vagrants or something like that? I think we might have. So it kind of makes sense, potentially. So... yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, we're going to go for some more archers here, and we're going to go for some spearmen as well. I'm going to try to get as balanced an army as possible, because obviously the Azurai, they do have a number of cavalry units that can potentially do a bit of damage. So we've got to be a bit careful on that. Now, I'm wondering what they're going to do here, because they have 90 wounded, and Unkid is attempting to raid one of these villages. I'm actually surprised that this army's not turning around and fighting him. It's probably because they know that he is dramatically faster than they are. But what? This guy wants to fight? Chio? Why would you take this fight? I'm actually really surprised at this. I'm actually not should I do this? I'm kind of worried about this, to be honest. I feel like this is jumping the gun a little bit. I'm looking at the composition. The composition doesn't... Wait a minute. Oh dear. Okay, let me just have a quick look here. This is a new minor faction that was added with the Tetsugen. And as you can see, they originally didn't come from the Tetsugen faction. They are vagrant Imperials who were trained by their Tetsugen masters to serve as mercenaries. Right, okay, so that's good to know. Now, here's the thing. This is going to be slightly problematic, because this guy right here, or shall we say, this unit in particular, Harosha Sword Warriors, they are the main issue I'm having right now. Let me actually just take a quick look. They're not bad, but they don't have shields, as far as I can tell. Do they? Oh, they do have a shield, but they're using a two-handed. So, wow, that's actually a really nice weapon. Look at that. That is a pretty cool weapon. I'd like to get that. Do you think we can win this? What's Chio's army looking like? Oh, she's got... What? Are you serious that she literally has 43 heavy horse archers? Okay, I think we should be fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. If I fail, I'm blaming her, okay? If we fail, I'm blaming her because my units are not particularly amazing and I'm not particularly amazing and her army is absolutely great. So, should be fine, but I'm not too confident. Not too confident in that. Alright, I'm going to get out my wonderful pokey stick and I will attempt to poke as many people as possible with it. And this is going to be my first victim. Or not. You can just ignore that. You can just basically be like, ah, the battle's just started? Oh, yes, the battle has just started. There we go. Fantastic, yes. Look at that. Oh, and this is our first victim. Kind of. Took him off his mount. I took him off his mount, but it didn't really do much damage, unfortunately, because we were both moving in the same direction, and generally, it wasn't really going to do much anyway. You know, you really need to have, like, opposite force to really make that happen. There we go, like that, for example. 400 damage. Oh, yes. Get him. Yeah, there we go. Did I kill him? Yeah, I did kill him. Okay, that's good. Alright, so I'm just going to continue doing a little bit of lancing here. Bear in mind, I don't have a shield, so I am extremely weak against archers, and I am indeed charging into archer lines, which is kind of risky, but I'm doing it nevertheless, and hopefully I will not get shot by any of these guys. It seems like... Okay, it seems like my archers are doing a pretty decent job right now, actually. Ah, don't get killed! Okay, don't get killed. Okay, I'm going to tell my infantry to charge in here. I'm actually kind of a bit surprised what's happening right now with our forces. Not entirely sure why these guys are just standing back here. I kind of want to tell my forces to run away because they are otherwise going to get absolutely murdered. Okay. Come on now. Oh, no. That was a polearm user. I knew that as soon as I saw him getting ready for the attack. I thought to myself, yes, I'm going to die here. That was really, really bad. Really bad. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so how are we doing so far? I mean, so far we're not really doing that well. Let me just speed things up a little bit and see what happens. It seems like we are absolutely murdering them. Well, not me specifically, but my units, or shall we say my allies' army is absolutely murdering them. If we can pull this off and my units can actually survive, then they are going to level up like no one's business. They are literally going to become, what? I don't know, masters of the universe or something. They're just literally going to murder everything in sight from then on. Wait a minute. Oh dear. This has turned into a huge slugfest. Okay, this is not good. I'm actually wondering whether I should retreat. How many units do they have left? What do they have? Heavy horse archer, heavy lancer, heavy... they have a marksman, they got a vanguard. I actually don't think they're going to be able to win this. Do you think they can? I'm worried about this. They don't have the numbers, that's the main problem. I'm going to have to leave, actually. I'm going to have to retreat my party right now. I don't really want to do that because I feel like it might be possible to achieve victory, but I think in this case we probably wouldn't be able to. So I'm going to get out of there and try and safeguard my units as much as we possibly can. Because even with my forces, I only had 5 more people to contribute to that particular fight. So that really wasn't helping. Oh, what's actually happening here? This guy came out of nowhere? What? Wait a minute. Unkid died! What? Unkid actually... Wow, I can't believe it. Unkid actually died from that particular fight. I really cannot believe that one bit. That is insane. They lost the leader of their faction instantly, basically. This is basically the beginning of the game and they lost him. That's... Whoa, that's crazy. Okay. Because I'm only at 5% HP, I'm not going to be able to enter any battles manually, unfortunately, so we're just going to have to auto-resolve against this guy, which is not exactly what I wanted to do, but we're going to just, we're just going to let him go, and then we'll take any units that we can. And I'm gonna actually make an exception here, and I'm going to take the Cusine because they are so high-tier units. They are literal tier 5 units that I can rescue straight up. And we're also going to be taking the Horosha Sword Warriors as well. There's 30 of those guys, and they are tier 4 units. So they are capable of being persuaded to join us, which is exactly what we want to do. So otherwise, I'm just going to get rid of a number of other units to make space for them. And I'm going to take these looters as well to improve my prisoner capacity for the moment. That's going to be very important for us too. And... what else can I take? I can take some more Horosha Spearmen, and we can also take... that's basically it. So... I'm thinking I'll get rid of the rogues, and then we'll just hope that our forces are going to be able to restore themselves relatively quickly, because as soon as they restore themselves, they are going to then be able to have a much larger prisoner capacity, and that's what we want. That is what we want. Okay, so let's see what's actually happening here. Can I get there in time? No, I didn't get there in time, but I did get here in time. So that's quite nice. So let's go and destroy his party just to improve our experience gain a little bit. And there you go, another 2000 charm XP because we obviously helped him out. And we have an option once again to get a bunch of very high tier troops. So I'm pretty happy to do that too. Kind of surprised that we're able to rescue such high tier troops, to be honest. I didn't think that was actually possible. We're not going to be taking any of these prisoners, as I've said before. I'm not really going to be looking to use units from other factions, with the exception of these rare times. Now bear in mind that I'm only going to be taking these for the very, very brief time where our forces are not exactly strong at this point. Because once my forces are all back on their feet, and I'm talking about these mounted longbowmen and the veterans and the vanguards and so on and so forth, all the Tetragin guys, once they're back on their feet, then I will release the Cusine. The only reason I've taken them right now is to kind of act as a bit of a defense mechanism for us, so that, you know, we don't actually get preyed upon by some random bandits and then get taken prisoner. That's just the smart thing to do, in my opinion, and I don't really want to end up being taken prisoner by some random. So that's generally what I'm doing right now. But rest assured, we will not be using these Cusine in active gameplay. Alright, so let's have a look here. Vote for the new owner. Okay, so I have 33 influence. They're not going to give it to me. I actually do have an opportunity to vote for myself, but as you can see, it only gives me a 4% chance. Alright, I'm going to spend 20 influence to vote for the most popular option, because it's going to go to him anyway, and as you can see, it gives me a massive, massive amount of experience, which is exactly what we want. Alright, so I actually have 2 attribute points and 2 focus points. I neglected to spend these before we moved on previously, so my bad, but it's okay because we've now remembered to do it. So let's have a look. If your party is more than 75% infantry, you receive 50% less speed penalty in forests. That's actually very good for a Botanian-focused army. Sounds great. However, I'm probably going to be taking Desert-born because we're mostly in deserts, and 5% movement speed bonus in deserts and dunes and towns you govern. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. The governor thing doesn't really matter too much. So we're just going to take Desert-born for the 5% increased movement speed, and then I'm also going to be improving my polearm skill because I do have a polearm, and I am planning on using a polearm for quite a bit of the playthrough, so I'm thinking that having 2 focus points in that is going to make a pretty significant difference. I really wish I had more focus points to spend though, because I would have liked to have improved maybe my charm skill, because as you can see my charm skill is at 0 right now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to go for 1 focus point in polearm, and we're going to go for 1 point in charm, because all of this charm XP, that could have gone to leveling up my charm skill. And I've completely wasted all of that charm. So that was really quite a grievous error on my part. But I did not realize that it was at 0 learning rate, because I don't believe it was in red. Because usually the text will turn to red when it is at a 0% learning rate. So that's kind of interesting to me. Maybe they changed that, or maybe made it so that it doesn't do that anymore. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, at least we've now done that, and I'm going to be leveling up my social skill to 4. As I said before, I want to get a little bit of a balanced stat line. Now that I have the ability to do so, I'd like to make my guy much more all-around strong rather than just focusing on certain areas. Alright, so I think it's about time we have a bit of a rest. So I'm going to be waiting here for some time, and then we'll see what happens. But I'm hopeful that we'll maybe gain some medicine. Yeah, we're gaining some medicine skill while staying here, which is really nice, because medicine skill relies on restoring units. Oh, I actually forgot to deliver the... My bad. Yes, I forgot about that. I forgot to deliver the herd. Because I thought to myself, yes, I'm going to Kunosaki for a good reason, and then I completely forgot that I needed to deliver those horses. Oh well, there you go. I guess we got some free horses then. That's decent. I guess that's decent. Well, not too bad. It's fine. It's fine. I can just do a task for him, another task for the guy, and then he should be fine again. But us losing 14 relation with him was really bad. That was not particularly good. So. I'm not too pleased about that, to be honest, but, well, I can't do much about it now. We're going to let those looters go, and I'm going to be letting the Khuzait go as well once we have returned to Tetsujin territory to recruit some more people and things like that. I just want to kind of be in this area right now just to lay waste to our opponent as much as we possibly can. So I'm just going to auto-resolve against bandits and things like that for now, I guess. And then what we're going to do is I might attack some caravans. I'm not entirely sure. I think I will attack some caravans, actually, because attacking these caravans is going to be quite lucrative for us on many different levels, actually. It's going to give us some good loot. It's going to give us some good experience. And hilariously enough, the combat strength is dramatically even. I'm actually kind of surprised. Okay, Soviet attack. Let's do this. Alright, so it's 65 against 50. I'm kind of a bit shocked that my forces are so dramatically bad in comparison to just some random caravan guards, but okay. Apparently that's how it's going right now. So let me just get my infantry out the front here, and we're going to put them into shield wall when they get a little bit closer, even though I don't think many of them have shields actually, so it makes not too much sense, but we're going to do it nevertheless. And let's tell my cavalry to charge in now as well, because if we charge them and hopefully they'll go and aim their attack at the opponent here, then that's going to be good. Oh yeah, my horse was actually killed, by the way, in the previous episode. Previous battle. Yes, in the previous battle. It would be rather amusing if it was actually in the previous episode and I didn't realize. But yeah, in the previous battle we lost our horse. And I was going to make a joke about me misreading the text as house, because I actually thought it said your house was lost, and I was like, what, my house? But no, it was actually my horse. So apparently my horse was killed somehow. Not entirely sure how that even happened, to be honest, but yes, apparently that is indeed how we ended up losing that. So I will need to either equip a new horse after this, or I will have to be forced to run around like a poor old infantry. Which I don't really mind too much, because I think personally I feel like I'm better on foot than I am on a mount, but obviously it very much depends on what kind of weapon I have. As you can see, if I have a polearm, I'm going to be pretty easy to get people off their mount and everything, and that's kind of what we want. But yes. Are you serious? He just killed me in one hit. He did 89 damage. 89 damage. That's so crazy. Okay, I can only hope that we're going to achieve victory here Thankfully, my companions are leveling up a little bit as well. Oh, that is... what a classic. I mean, I was using a polearm in literal, like, not hand-to-hand, but, like, you know, literal Mortal Kombat right there, because that's generally not what you want to do. You want to take the guy off his mount with your polearm, then you want to switch to a much more handy weapon that is going to enable you to defend yourself, and obviously a polearm like that is going to be way too difficult to defend with, so my bad. Still getting used to the whole character build, so bear with me on that. But thankfully we did actually end up achieving a victory, and as you can see, very lucrative to do so, because we're going to be gaining a whole wide variety of different things, including some horses. And I'm going to be putting on a warhorse. That sounds really good to me. Okay, so we're also probably going to try and earn enough money to be able to hopefully buy a better harness for our horse, because our harness at the moment is absolutely terrible. So hopefully we're going to be able to get some better horse armor later down the line. Alright, not going to be taking anything else there, and we have a huge amount of loot to take, which is really good, because Razich is right on the horizon, and that is going to enable us very easily to head over here and sell our ill-gotten gains. And then we will be able to hopefully have a couple more weeks worth of wages, because obviously I'm a bit worried about my money situation right now. I don't know whether you can tell, but I'm actually having some problems with it. As you can see, we're hemorrhaging money by like 600 gold per day, and that's a lot, you know. 600 gold per day is actually quite a significant amount, and it's a bit problematic. So I'm kind of having to balance things quite awkwardly at the moment, and ooh, I'm thinking maybe I should take this. Wait a minute, what's better? Why is the... Okay, question. I have a question for you. Why is the iron katana 110 swing speed, 34 cutting, and then the crude katana is 106 swing speed and 39 cutting? That's kind of weird. I feel like the crude katana is better, and it's a higher weapon tier as well. I feel like that's not actually how it should be, but I'm gonna try playing with the crude katana now, because I personally think that having a katana is much more in keeping with our current character theme, and I would like to try to keep that up as much as we possibly can, at least. All right. Let's sell all my armor here, and we have a shield now as well, so I'm going to give Andros a shield. There we go. And he's not actually good at using bows, so I won't be giving him one. Isn't this guy really good at using bows? I think I remember that he was really good. So I'm going to give him this and this, because this is technically Najun. If you've seen the Duelist series, then you'll know that Najun was our brother in that, and he was absolutely fantastic with a bow. So I'm just going to give him this, and let's see. Wait a minute. Where's my other companion? Didn't I have Aika? Where's Aika? Is she dead? Did she die? Oh no! It's like I've just come upon a terrible realization that one of my companions has died. Oh no! Oh dear. Okay, yes. Apparently that is indeed the case. Apparently something has happened to her, and I am not particularly pleased. Let's just say that. Okay, let's just sell a couple of these because we have the ability to do so. We have a number of spares of them, and we can still use them for a little bit of smelting. There we go. Alright, so we're going to be gaining 17,000 from that. And this is all just loot. Bear that in mind. It's just regular loot as well. It's not actually, you know, specialist loot or anything like that. Because I know that in the previous series of the Duelist, we were able to loot some very high value armaments and things like that. And I felt like that was a little bit imbalanced, so I didn't actually sell any of those things for the most part, and yeah, so that definitely helps, I guess, to sort of offset the hemorrhaging that we're having. Okay, so increases heal rate when stationary, or increases heal rate by 15% when mobile. Recover 10 HP lost after each offensive battle. Okay, so personally, because we have 100 max HP, as you can see right there, Recovering 10 HP, that's 10% of your max HP, or at least mine. And recovering 10 HP is pretty good, because that means that you're going to be able to get that... you're going to be able to get back on your feet and back in the fight much, much faster, so you don't have to wait for your HP, if you've been knocked out, that is, to go from 1 to 10. You can basically just skip all the way to 10, and then it takes half the time for you to get back in the fight, if you want to get back in the fight at 20%, obviously, which is very weak. It's very, very weak to do that, but might be an idea. I kind of prefer increasing healing rate by 30% when stationary at this point, because I found out that when you're resting stationary in a town or a village or anywhere, it generally goes a lot faster than when you're running around. So I think I'm actually going to try Triage Tent this time, because I usually take Walk It Off, but I'm going to take Triage Tent this time, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe we won't prefer it, and maybe it's not going to be as good, but look at the healing rate right now. Look at it. It's literally going up almost 2% every second. Look at that. Sometimes it's going up. Look at that. We're in a settlement, plus 8. And Surgeon perks give us 3.3 extra. So it gives us even more than our current Surgeon skill, if you can believe that. That's pretty crazy in my opinion. So I think that's nice. I like it. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with our selection right there. And can't believe I forgot about that quest. Yes, okay, well. Whatever the case, I am now going to be heading back to Horoshi, and we're going to attempt to recruit some more units, and then I'll probably do a little bit of off-screen by going around and fighting some Tetsugen vagrants and everything to try and level our forces up. And there we go, we've actually leveled up once again, so we can get another focus point in something. I'm probably going to be putting another focus point, probably in Charm or something. No, in Scouting. Going to put it in Scouting, as you can see. Scouting is very, very important, because it's one of the main reasons why a character is going to level up reasonably quickly, because Scouting, even though you can't see it in this particular series, if you have the Watcher Gain Experience mod, which is linked in the description, by the way, but if you have that, and you have the base version, the default version of it, and not the variant, which I'm using right now, then it will display every single experience gain that you get. And bear in mind that if you do take that version, it's going to spam your text log like no one's business, and you're going to see a huge amount of experience gain from Scouting skill. And that's the reason why Scouting is really, really good to level up, because it's going to enable you to gain all of these levels much, much quicker. But anyway, point is, I'm probably going to be speccing into a little bit more social. And I think with my next attribute point, I'll go for one more intelligence, and then I'll start focusing on vigor a little bit more as well, because I would like to get my one-handed and indeed pole arms and all that stuff leveled up just that much quicker. So that sounds good to me. Now, I do have a bit of a problem, because remember that guy, right? That guy that I took the quest from? Well, he hates me now, so I am kind of not able to recruit from his village any further, but I actually don't know which village it even was. So that's obviously a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yes, definitely. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to find out, because they're probably going to run me out of town immediately as soon as I get there, but yeah. Anyway, as I said, I'm going to do a little bit of troop leveling off screen, because it's not really that exciting for you to watch some basic auto resolves again and again. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try to get all these guys to join me over time, because of course I can convert them to my side. And we now have 100 maximum capacity, which is actually very nice. And we did reach 50 steward skill just now, actually. So what are we going to go for? +2 passive experience gain, +4. I think I'm probably going to go for +4 passive experience gain rather than +2 for all troops, because I think that... Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to go for the +2, because I think all troops is probably going to be much better than going for just tier 4+, because mostly tier 4 units will be able to get quite a few kills, and tier 1 units are not really going to be able to do that too easily. Okay, so we can vote for the owner here. Unfortunately, they're still not wanting to give me anything, so I will just spend 20 to gain a huge amount. Hey, look at this. This is exactly what I was talking about. That's the reason why I put some focus points into charm skill and all that other stuff, because now I have 48 in charm. I just gained 27 skill points in charm because I had placed a couple of, well, one focus point in charm. It really makes a huge difference. And we're otherwise going to be taking 15% reduced barter penalty, in my opinion, rather than Icebreaker. I think that Icebreaker is not particularly good. I think it needs a bit of a rework. I think this needs to be a much higher chance, because introducing yourself to a lord and only having a 10% chance to gain 2 relation with them, it doesn't really make that much difference. I feel like it's more than likely not going to activate anyway, and if it does, it gives you a minor benefit. So I personally feel like a benefit such as a 15% reduced barter penalty consistently helping you to make more money, I think that's generally better. I mean, it could just be barter with lords. So generally I don't really care either way. I think both of these are perfectly fine, but I think diplomacy is just slightly better, so I will be taking that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.